Hey everybody, Tony Johnson here, your customer experience leader, coming to you live at 5:30 today. And I will tell you folks, it is time for the great service comeback. That is what we are going to talk about every day at live at 5:30. It is going to be about how you as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, as a big business owner, as an executive can get ready for the great comeback right now. And that is indeed where we are right now. Isn't it fantastic? We are poised, I think, on the precipice of some amazing business moments. And again, like I said before, it is the great service comeback. And so, that said, I see we have folks who are still joining, and that is great. Keep on joining. And if you are on right now, give us some likes, give us some love, give us some comments, because we are, again, all in this together. Now, that said, I know, again, as we talk about every day, there are folks out there really delivering and getting it done today. Call out to the HR professionals, the unsung heroes out there, I think, as well, of the business world. When I think about, folks that are in the HR business function, and a lot of them right now spent some time working from home and really making sure folks were taken care of, they are actually getting out into whatever their business is right now again, and it's the same kind of thing. And so I know a couple of HR professionals out there, they're multi-site kind of folks. They are only visiting maybe one store a day so that they don't, cross-contaminate into a bunch of different places in the event that they end up getting sick. And so I think that's a great business practice. So if you are a multi-level person, maybe you have multiple businesses, maybe in the restaurant industry, or maybe shopping center store, something like that might still be open. If you visit multiple locations, only go to one a day. That way, in the event that you do end up getting sick, it's much easier to sort of trace things back. So that is a best practice to be sure. And thank you so much to some of my HR colleagues shared that with me, and they have been tremendous supporters throughout this whole journey. But let's get started on what we're going to talk about today. Now, remember yesterday, I teed up the fact that the great service comeback is fueled by 4 key pieces. You've got hospitality, you've got quality, you've got your simplicity, and then, of course, hospitality. It's like got the biggest piece on my sheet right now. If you looked at all the nonsense I've got in my notes, hospitality is one of the biggest things that I talk about. Now today, we're actually going to drill in on that one piece of hospitality, because when we think about what it's going to mean to serve, it's going to take on a whole different flavor. Because when I think about how folks are right now, we're in this moment where people are trying to figure out what it's going to mean as they come back out from normal. And again, I know that a lot of you are still at home. I know a lot of you, your businesses are still closed, but that doesn't mean we can't think about what it's going to mean to serve when the time comes. And that big part of that's going to be things like people who shook hands or hugged or did those things before you may find you're giving them the magic elbow now, as opposed to, that super big handshake. You're going to find that people are automatically going to go wash their hands or use sanitizer if they do shake your hand. And so these things are going to be very different. So remember, as you're getting your team ready to come back, make sure they know that guests, that customers, that your consumers, they may feel a little standoffish at first, and that's okay. Tell them not to take it personally. So yesterday's tip, don't dump the bleach all over your POS. Today's tip, don't take it personally if people are a little standoffish. It's going to happen, all right? Now, so when I think about hospitality, one of the things I love to talk about, and this is in the training that I do, this could be a part of a workshop or a training session, or if you bring me in to do some consulting with you, this is going to be a big thing we talk about. I call it the guest model. It's greet, understand. It's also making sure that inside of that understanding that we elevate with suggestions and those kind of things, that we seek out our customers and that we thank them. So that's GUEST. So you've got the greet, the understand, the elevate, the seek out, and the thank. And so those key pieces make sure that when our people talk to folks, when your frontline associates, when those who serve people at what we call the moment of truth, that moment when you look a guest eyeball to eyeball, that they are absolutely set to serve in the most phenomenal way. And so these steps, again, you may be like, oh my gosh, another acronym, Tony, what is all that nonsense about? Well, it's important because these pieces really do equate to having a system and a process, something you can train to, something you can look for when you're hiring and selecting people, and also how you can manage their performance through time. So things like this guest model, they set out the framework by which we should talk to people. So, greeting them in the most amazing way, that really quick hello and acknowledgement, understanding them. Understanding what they might need, putting yourself in their place. Sound like empathy, anybody? Absolutely. Making sure that you elevate their experience by looking for ways to wow them, and also suggesting things that they might find helpful or useful. Suggestive. So last time somebody asked you, if you wanted fries with that, they were suggestive selling and trying to elevate your experience. And spoiler alert, that can also grow your revenue as well. Make sure that you then seek them out. Look for people who need help. Make sure that the U of understanding. Again, great way, again, to bring that empathy. And then finally, the T, thank you. Everybody deserves a thank you. Everybody deserves gratitude. And you have probably heard me talk about gratitude a ton of times over our time together the last few weeks. So that guest model, again, is where I think we really need to dial in. And then, as I think about best practices out there, the last piece that I want to talk about today, Delta Airlines. Kudos to Delta Airlines, because you're probably thinking about how you're going to keep your customers engaged before you get back out into being open full swing and those kind of things. The thing that Delta just did that just floored me, I got an email from them, it was yesterday I believe it came through, and it said, hey, we love your loyalty. I'm on the road a ton, speaking and traveling and that kind of stuff, and I pride myself on having some loyalty pieces that make the travel a little less painful. And at this point, having been off the road for a month and maybe being off the road for another month, start to worry about, will I retain my loyalty, which is great for things like upgrades or getting on early or getting an extra checked bag, which are really important when you spend up to 30 weeks on the road like I do. So, I got this note from them in the mail, and it said, hey, or in my email, and it said, hey, just so you know, even if you don't qualify, you're going to retain your current status of loyalty with Delta Airlines through 2021, which is a huge investment on their part. So I was really appreciative of that. And the other part that they committed to, I'm a member of the Delta Sky Club, which is those lounges you can go into. Great place to go in and get some work done and those kind of things. Someone's having a big time behind me there. It must be a drag race or something back there. But I do love racing for pink slips like everybody else. But when I think about the Delta Sky Club, there is a membership fee, and it is one of those things where there's a fee to get in, and you start to worry, gosh, I've been off the road for a month, maybe I'll be off the road for another month, am I going to get the full value of my buy-in? They just said they're going to extend the Delta Sky Club membership for 6 whole months extra over and above whatever your current expiration date was. That was a real wow moment for me as well. So again, kudos to Delta for really thinking through how they were going to keep their customers engaged and their most loyal customers loyal. And so that's a big deal too. So all that said, remember, hospitality, the second cornerstone of our great service comeback philosophy and strategy, because remember, strategy is nothing without these tactical daily moves to bring them to life. Because again, strategy is a fantastic thing. We all need to do it. We all need to think about big thinking and big moves like that, but it really is the daily nuts and bolts and how we bring it to life that drives tremendous loyalty with those we serve. So until next time, I'm Tony Johnson, your customer experience leader. Remember to like and share and subscribe so that you never miss a moment. I will see you tomorrow again live at 5:30. Take care and have a great day, everyone.